Be honest with me, gents, and don't try to go around me. How many of you in here would actually step up and become a step dummy? I mean dad. Don't lie or say what you think I want to hear. Just put your answer in the comment section and be honest. Because I know some of you guys would take that deal even though you're in here talking the tough talk and acting like you're not weak to the happy center. You know, some of these single mammies have that good that can tie down a ninja if he's not careful or experienced in the bedroom. I call it the Venice Ninja Trap. Some of these single mammies will have all of your 10 toes curling and have you giving them access to your credit card when they're done putting that thing on you. Nobody can say I'm wrong on this one. These single mammies will have ninjas lining up to become step dummies and take care of their snotty-nosed kids. I see you guys stepping up when I go outside, taking disrespect from the kid and trying to act like you're winning all because your goofy butt got tied, and now you can't do without that good. It's a sad truth, but it is what it is. I understand. Anything for that cookie, right? Yeah, some of y'all are going to learn. But in all seriousness, we need to be serious about this topic because I just cannot wrap my head around why men would choose to be with the ops who have kids when there are so many single childless women out here. I don't get it because, logically, it makes no sense to take on the responsibility of caring for another man's seed instead of building your own family. Consider this. Kids are expensive as hell today, and caring for a child is not easy. Then to make it worse, you are literally stifling your growth and opportunities to be financially independent as a man because a portion of your money will have to go towards the mammy and her kids if you want to continue getting access to her happy center long term. So off rip, it will cost you a good chunk of your monthly income, and it will cost you in future opportunities and earnings because you're taking money that could be invested in lighting it afire. That's going to add up over time, and you're telling me that you're doing all that for a family where you aren't related to anybody by blood. Are we serious? Are men that down bat that they will choose to invest in another man's seed and lineage instead of their own? Couldn't be me. Logically, it makes zero sense for men to step up and save a single mammy from her poor life choices and from the struggle. Do you want to know why? Because there are literally zero benefits to stepping up, and there's nothing to be gained except the same old cookie that someone else got and knocked up. We have to be honest with ourselves and hold men accountable for making dumb decisions. All of the step dummies you guys know were with the single mammy for the cookie initially, and they didn't give a damn about the little crumb snatcher. They wanted to relieve themselves into some good occasionally and keep it moving, but the woman placed restrictions and standards on the box, which usually meant they had to support her and her kid, and that's how they ended up being a step dummy. It's a choice that ninjas made out of emotions because they were starving and didn't want to lose access to the happy center, so they took the deal. That's how these men end up making a dumb decision that cost them up the yin-yang when it could have been avoided if they had simply walked away from the bad deal and gone to someone without a child. Am I lying, gents? No, I'm not. Many step dummy risk their dignity, self-respect, financial future, and their lineage all because they want some good. This is the reality, whether you like to hear it or not. Men end up destroying themselves and their legacy, all because they couldn't realize that there are at least 3.5 billion women in the world and they could get another one without a kid. I think a lack of options and a scarcity mindset drives men to choose to care for a woman and her kid when they could just choose to date other women who are single and childless. It just doesn't make sense, and I don't understand why men sign up for the most unappreciated job in the world. The number of men who get taken for granted and receive pure hell from the Beebs kid and the BMT, it's mind-boggling how they still stay under those conditions. Most men can't even discipline the kid when they step out of line, and if they do and the mom doesn't like it, they'll be reminded they're not the biological father. Even the undisciplined kid will let these men know they are not their daddy, and they stay. It's mind-boggling to me that men put up with this and stay after getting repeatedly disrespected. But anything for that thing, right? Sadly, we do this, but ninjas have to learn the hard way, so nothing I say can save these men. To prove my point of how far we have fallen as men, we have to look at the animal kingdom and see the male attitude towards raising another male animal's offspring. Only a few, if any, male animals will take on the step dummy role. They instinctively know there's no benefit biologically in raising another male offspring, so they don't do it. But when you look at humans who are supposed to be above animals and on top of the food chain, we do the unthinkable and basically temporarily or permanently adopt another man's offspring. That's dumb, and we need to stop doing this. And the reason why it's stupid is that there's no benefit for your lineage, but you are building someone else's lineage and household when you could have just started your own. Even if you can't have kids, why raise another man's seed when you could just invest in your family's kids instead? At least they're blood, but you are not related by blood to anybody in a single mammy household, so why do something like that? Look, to be fair, a small percentage of men benefit from joining the Step Dummy Coalition, and the kid and the mom actually treat them well. It does happen, but those men are the exception to the rule and not the norm. So guys, don't place your bets that you'll end up like the small percentage of men and find a good stepfamily to be a part of. Go and have your own damn kids. There are a lot of single women worldwide who are childless. Go and date one of them if you're going to date regardless of this message. I would never in a million years take a deal where I become a stepdummy. I'll just go and start my own family. That makes more sense investment-wise and logically because at least I'll continue my lineage and it will probably be cheaper too. Because you know there's a chance you're going to knock the single mammy up and now you have 2 or more mouths to feed. This is why it's not a good idea, gents. Think with your big head and not your little head. Also, I know that some men seek out single mammies because they already have a kid and want to join the 2 families together so somebody can take care of their kids. That's an L, and I'm going to tell you why. Depending on the woman's kids and your kid, there's a high likelihood that some sort of abuse or cheek clapping could go on without your knowledge up under that roof because they're not blood. If blood-related family members are doing funny things like cousins boiling soup, if you know what I mean, do you think step-siblings won't? Think, gents, it's not a good idea, and many times, things can go down with the step-siblings without your knowledge, so why subject your kids to that possibility? It's better to raise your kid by yourself and pay someone to help you if you have the funds. Or get a single woman to become the stepdummy. That's a better deal in my opinion. With that said, let's talk about the single mammies holding out hope that they'll find their super stepdummy to come in and save their lives and be a father figure to their nappy-head kids. Ladies, I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but ninjas are waking up to the truth of how much of a bad deal they're taking and are choosing not to become a stepdummy like they did in the past. Men like the gents, CGA, and other men in this sphere have been warning men that becoming a stepdummy is a dumb idea, and ninjas are figuring this out and warning other men. Not only that, but the young generation of men saw their fathers, brothers, uncles, and cousins rescue a single mammy and lose bigly. They're not making the same mistakes as their predecessors, and they're choosing to either be single and childless or start their own family. Also, we can't forget about the passport bros in the community who realize they can go overseas and get a single woman, even though many of them are becoming stepdummies over there, which is dumb. But they now have way more options in reach than taking up single mammies and leftover women. So I don't know if the ops got the memo that men aren't eager to sign up to be stepdummies anymore, but men aren't that stupid in 2023. Never underestimate the power of social media and how far this message can spread. Many men from all ages and walks of life have come across this message in some way, shape, or form, and they're learning to avoid bad deals. And the ops are also a big pusher of this message because they tell on themselves by disrespecting stepdummies and show why men shouldn't be stepdummies in the first place. So don't think men aren't waking up to this truth and trying to warn other men around them of the traps of dating single mammies. I know for sure that men are not eager to be in relationships today. So do you think men are eager to raise another man's seed in this economy? Of course not. Some men will do it, but a lot of men aren't going for that, and women are upset, understandably. What I find funny is women are furious when they can't get a stepdummy to stick around and take care of their family, but they choose to be a single mammy in the first place. See, I noticed that becoming a wife and getting knocked up by their husbands are never the first option or top priority for the ops. These people would rather become carousel riders, womanists, career women, single mammies, child delators in the name of the nanny goat, lost women, lick and low lovers, transformers and pros instead of giving their undefiled cookie to a husband. Then when life kicks them in the rear end and destroys them, they want a savior to come down and rescue them from their bad decisions when they could have chosen the best option when they had leverage and beauty up front. These people are dumb, and they chose the struggle, so who cares if they have to struggle? I say let them suffer the consequences of their decisions. These single mammies can be mad all they want, but nobody forced them to become a single mammy, highly likely. So let them be mad. They make their beds, let them lie in it. So my advice to all men is to 1. Slice the like button, and 2. Avoid becoming a stepdummy under all circumstances. Maybe if a rich woman wrote a yearly 6-figure check and added you to her will, then sure, become a stepdummy if you think the suffering will be worth it. But other than that, don't sign up to become a loser because you will be treated as such if you choose to take on that role. Click the video on the screen to see why stepdummies will always end up losing.